Although it's quite easy, but there's no subgraphics or anything. It's a bit more
Good.
good.
Well, that's it, yeah.
Just really
I give you a second.
That's good thinking. You know that. Yeah.
That's the one thing I don't know if I am.
Fraction too high, I think, but
You've got a longer leg squad. J'ai entendu ça aussi.
Awaits in the Arnold Clark Men's Premiership season opener this afternoon as Ayr Rugby Football Club squad, bolstered by the return of Super 6 Series talent, host current champions Currie Chieftains. Ayr, of course, were also top of National League 1 last season, accumulating an astonishing 72 points from 18 matches, while Currie won the Premiership the hard way, finishing third after the regular season before defeating Mar in the semi-finals and then Hawick in the final at Mansfield Park to lift the trophy. Well, I'm delighted to say that alongside me to watch this season opener is Heather Lockhart, 80 plus Scotland caps, and somebody who's a Will Kent face around Milbrae. We've covered here matches here before, Heather, but this is something a little bit different, with Ayr bringing players from National 1 level and Super 6 down facing a Currie Premiership Championship outfit.
Yeah, very much so. It's, I think, a case of a new sponsor with Arnold Clark and a new format with 12 teams in the men's Premiership this year, due to the fact that the franchise, the Super Series, is no longer. So it's a really interesting mix of players. But saying that, consistency, I think, is the key word today. Ayrshire only having one debutant and Currie Chieftains only having 2. So consistency is key.
Yeah, we'll look at that Ayr side on the screen just now. Now, Robert Beattie was due to play inside centre. Jamie Bovis come in. Beattie unable to play today. Danny McCluskey takes his place on the bench. But Heather, in the forwards, you know, could say a particular interest area for you. There's a huge amount of Super 6 talent that they've still been able to hold on to in that forward line.
Yeah, very much so. There's only one that hasn't played Super Series, that's Cameron Rees, but very much the 4 in National 1 and getting Ayr promoted last year. So a real background of working together, which I think will be really important today.
And this Currie side that we're going to see now on the screen, they were involved in each of the last 3 Premiership finals. They had the disappointment of losing at home to Mar a couple of years ago, then Mansfield Park, of course, just over 12 months ago, where they lost in dramatic style to Hawick, reversing that at the tail end of last season. And in amongst them all, players like DJ Ennis, the outside centre, is going to be a hugely important character today.
Yeah, very much so, and forming a new partnership there with Scott Robeson, who's come over from Bournemouth Bears. So a really exciting matchup, and Ed Hastel, watch out for him at number 8, won the Championship Super Series with Stirling Wolves and making his debut today for Currie Chieftains.
Yeah, Currie have certainly strengthened. Ayr, I think, have retained something like 17 players that were part of last season's Super 6 Championship winning side. And the young mascots are lined up either side. The future Ayr talent, perhaps, just awaiting the arrival of both teams. A bright sunny afternoon here in Milbrae. There is a wedding on in and around the rugby ground and stadium, and it's a very, very pleasant afternoon overhead. Some wispy white clouds, but hardly a breath of air, and it's great, Heather, to sit in late August and enjoy some warm sunshine, perfect pitch, and an opportunity to see these two sides locking horns right at the very start.
Yeah, absolutely excellent conditions for the opening match of the season, and great to see teams warming up with no waterproofs on. So really looking forward to the match this afternoon.
So the Currie Chieftains then coming out onto the park with their black jerseys, shorts and socks, and the familiar gold and yellow numbers on the backs, number 14 as well. This afternoon is Currie Chieftains just wondering if the wingers have changed jerseys. Actually, Ian Sim and Ryan Daly could well have swapped numbers there, but Ian Sim, of course, a very talented player as well. Now an experienced player at spells at Kelso, but I certainly enjoyed his time the last couple of years at Currie and been in and around semi-finals and finals. And Blair McPherson then leads onto the field. Ayr in this new look Ayrshire side that's been assembled, as I say, a combination of players coming up from the National League, joining those that were Super 6 champions, and they have to be said here are many people's favourites to win the overall title when the season concludes in the spring of next year.
Yeah, we just saw Grant Anderson walking up the steps there with Pat MacArthur. Grant taking on the head coach reins after head coach of National won last year. 15 games on the Trouts winning. He wants to win, and this team will want to win, coming together, two squads as one.
Yeah, just confirming that Ian Sim will wear 14 and Ryan Daly wearing 11, as Currie will have the kick-off. The referee is Rory Campbell. And these early stages are going to be so important for both these sides, because it's the start of a new season. There might be an element of rustiness in the overall play, but both looked certainly very sharp going through the warm-ups, and they're ready for what, as we said right at the start, is going to be a mouth-watering fixture. It's contested in the air, coming back on the Currie side, and that gives them a platform just beyond the 10 to build. Recycled and taking on there by Christopher Anderson, who's head propped. Back immediately with Gregor Christie. Pinged forward. Decent weight, and the kick bounces on the 22, watched all the way there by Christopher Hyde, goes into touch. And Heather will have the first set piece, and set play is going to be so important today. Goes with it, saying.
Absolutely, both teams are really drilling that set piece, and you see James Malcolm at hooker there, just getting ready to throw in an important one.
Ball above the head, goes towards the middle of the line. That was a clean win by the Ayrshire Bulls, and there perhaps an illustration just of the strength that they have in their forwards. As Heather mentioned, really only one player, not a recognised Super 6 regular, in the front 8 for Ayrshire Bulls, and taken on by Blair McPherson. Distinctive player on the pitch, huge character as well, been there and seen it and done it all, either side of a spell as Super 6 champions. Pinged forward there by Jamie Bova. Good opportunity for him to come in as well, quite late. He was going to be on the bench, but into the starting 15, and he was able to ping that one just downfield. The referee bringing play back for an earlier infringement on the 10.
It's on my side. Yeah.
Sun disappears behind some wispy cloud. The early stages, no score.
Okay. Thanks. Yeah, that's fine.
Here then from hand, able to clear down, looking for an opportunity down to the 22. A well executed kick.
Yeah, absolutely a great kick there by David McCartney. He was warming up in his Crocs and his slippers there, but very much to the fore, and relaxed kicking style, and constantly talking during the warm-up.
And a second throw in here for James Malcolm from 1:22 to the Ayr have been very good at using possession and territory to great effect. It's back now with Malcolm, almost lost his balance there as he was about to go into the tackle. The tackle was made there, and Currie again have their number 8 to thank for that. Ed Haskell, who had a great season last year, referring to just before kick-off, but Ayr knocking on just inside the 22. Nothing doing for them on this occasion. It will be an opportunity for Gregor Christie to feed the ball into this early scrum. But again, you can see the intent from Ayr and how good they are at winning ball, grounding the jumping player in the line out and getting a powerful drive on straight.
Very much so. James Malcolm spending time in the Major League Rugby in America, Seattle Seawolves, very much back at Milbrae now, and there we come, peeling round there. Real power off the back of that maul there, and just a knock on in the next phase.
Christie readies himself to feed the ball into the scrum. Ben Frame alongside him, the two number 9s. There it goes. Christie waiting for the opportunity to just pick up the corner of the scrum though. How much talk do you think will have been in the build up to this game from a Currie point of view when they were looking at set piece. I mean, they'd obviously rehearsed scrums and lineouts, but how much discussion do you think there's been in the Currie camp, knowing how good Ayr have been in the past when it comes to set piece?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. They'll have absolutely done their homework. But Kieran Ramsey there at tight head, Roy Vukago at hooker, and Christopher Anderson at starting loose. They know they have their work cut out, but certainly they've got proven pedigree as well in the front row.
Settle again. Referee Rudy Campbell just alongside the Currie scrum half. He feeds that ball in, wheels his way around, has a glance over his left shoulder, plays it towards that right hand side, and then that's a clean exit from the fly half Callum Beckett. Downfield, chased all the way by Ian Sim, throw into Ayr.
Yeah, I think Currie Chieftains will be happy with that set scrum, parity there, and enabling the exit kick.
Instructions come by way of the loose head dropped. Timmy Drummond makes his way back, leads the lifter at the front of the line, and then once more James Malcolm goes in looking to drive. So loose head remains on the deck. Now he gets back to his feet, and now it's an opportunity mopped up there by Ben Frame. Looks to recycle. Frame again looking for a little bit of movement just beyond that 10. Frame goes in once more, feeding the ball out towards the right hand side. Touch for McCartney at fly half. 3 out on that right hand side, looking dangerous. Currie just trying to contain them at the moment, just between that 10 and 22. Back it comes to Frame once again. Great conditions to work the ball through the hands, as well as Ryan Sweeney takes the ball on, but it's been stolen, and Currie then play it forward, and it's an opportunity there for Gregor Christie. Had very few options other than to play it with his right boot downfield, a grubber kick. He leads the chase. Ayr are able to mop up inside the 22. Christie though was an isolated figure when he took possession of the ball there. Back it comes inside the 22. Here again, just settling into this first half. Left-footed box kick. Plenty of distance on that. Clatters off the roof just above us. And the line-out's going to be on the 10.
Yeah, Ben Frame there, just the clearance box kick there for Ayr, very much part of the National 1 Promotion Championship, but his opposite number there, Gregor Christie, a great chip through there and great chase, probably just needed a few more bodies with him, his brother All Black Cap, so pedigree within the family.
Currie then with their first line out throw, and the jumpers missed that one, and it comes back now towards Ed Bloodworth, who's been a real stalwart the last few years since coming up from the English Championship. Recycle ball, again Malcolm, this time in open play, takes it on. Mopped up then by Ben Frame, out towards the right hand side on halfway. Flat pass there from Bova, the acceleration down the right hand side. Van Wink looking to make some ground up towards the 22. Recycled again through the hands of Frame, on towards Blair McPherson. The skipper up towards the edge of the 22. Frame has it once more, on towards McCartney, taken on this time with outside centre McNamara. Still he's going inside the 22. He's floored though, picked up very quickly then by the scrum towards second row forward. Bloodworth once more, who really was instrumental in the move much earlier on, further down the park. Recycled by Frame. 3 waiting there as the forwards now looking really in determined fashion to try and pick up that loose ball. Still inside the 22, closing in on the 5 metre line. Frame looking for a bit of movement, but leaves it to the forwards at the moment. Again the tackles coming in, led by Hasnell, the Currie number 8. Currie on the ropes at the moment. Here again looking to pick and go and drive their way over the line. Referee jockeying for position, and I can't see a raised arm there from Drew Campbell, but certainly a mighty close call for both Ayr and Currie. Ayr very close to opening the scoring, and Currie were certainly walking a tightrope on their own try line.
Yeah, offside there, but wonderful play there by Ayr. Great break, and McNamara there just making some inroads. The forwards really working hard together. Jamie Drummond, as you mentioned, Ed Bloodworth. Great passages of play. Lovely offload there.
What the really interesting dynamic about this particular Ayr side is you've got players that had the National 1 experience last year, winning the championship, amassing those, I think it was 72 points in the end, and the Super 6 players coming together with, last year there was at least one league and maybe quite a bit of physical development between them.
Absolutely, they're both used to winning. Ayr in National 1 won 15 games in a row, had the National 1 Championships wrapped up by Christmas, only lost 3 games after the championship was won, and the Super Series, Ayrshire Bulls won the sprint, so very much used to winning.
Frame just waiting as those are controlling the ball. It looks as if McPherson was just trying to control it on the side of the boot there, just at the back of the scrum, as we've seen him do so many times here and at other grounds around the country.
Instrumental. He played every match in the Super Series over that 5-year period. Quite incredible, really. A real loyalty to Ayrshire Bulls and physicality in his endurance as well. And for a big guy, great feet at the base of the scrum.
As illustrated there in the replay, just tapping it with the side of the boot, very delicate. The referee then, Lou Campbell, just with a word with the scrum half. So Ayr remain very much on the front foot at the moment, looking for first blood in this opening season fixture. A 4:10 kick-off. McPherson again, just playing the ball. A foot came through there, prodded the ball away. The referee then just nonchalantly walked underneath the post, raised the arm, penalty try, and Ayr are off and running in this season opener.
Superb, absolutely superb control by the Ayr pack there. As we talked about, that physical dominance up front and the control at the back there by Blair McPherson at number 8, captain's row, and a penalty try given. You see it from the other angle. They're right under that Currie Chieftains front row, right under them. Kieran Ramsey just popping up there, having to pop up.
Almost frustration, you have to say, leading to Currie conceding that opening try, but very streetwise play from the Ayr forwards. Collision there as Ogidau takes the ball on just outside of that 22. Currie again just looking to try and get a grip on the game, and they'll do well to win penalties in the Ayrshire in and around that 22. Well, they've done that just now. They've been awarded a penalty about 25-26 metres from the posts, maybe a little further, and they're going to have a pop at the sticks to try and reduce the arrears, having conceded that penalty try just a few minutes ago. And Callum Beckett will ready himself from probably closer to 30, just over 30 metres, relatively straight kick, but a great chance to hit back.
Is exactly what Currie Chieftains would have wanted, given that penalty try, and an opportunity here for Callum Beckett. Was kicking well in the warm-up.
You see the shot off much of the ground there, hardly a breath of wind, trees very still. And as Heather mentioned, Callum was going through pre-match kicking routine, ball placed on the tee, just palms of the hands just either side of the hips. That's a nice clean strike of the ball. He seems to like it. The assistants raise their flags. Currie have some points in the now a 7-3 scoreline in favour of the home side here.
Yeah, he'll be happy with that. Running back there, he had his headphones on in the warm-up, the music getting him in the zone, and excellent kick.
Certainly a sizable crowd inside the main stand, for all it is a very pleasant afternoon out there on the park in Milbrae. It's an afternoon for spectators watching on with the short sleeves on today, and that was good work there from Courtney West of Currie Chieftains, and a penalty awarded to Currie just outside of the 22. So they've taken advantage of their first real scoring opportunity in this match. 13 minutes on the clock here with that penalty try, leading by 7 points to 3, and it's been a steady opening from both sides, but we have already seen an illustration of the power and the experience of the Ayr forwards, led by Blair McPherson, of course. But Currie now with a throw in here, an opportunity for Roy Vicago. And you mentioned earlier, Heather, about his qualities and his lineage, and you know he'll enjoy this opportunity up against distinct champions and Ayrshire Bulls, as it's played back there towards Ryan Sweeney. Blindside flanker taking up towards the 10, mopped up by Frame, on then towards Malcolm, just beyond the 10. Frame has it once more, on then towards McCartney, out towards the right hand side. Currie very quickly up and mobile in defence, but Ayr still looking to press and probe on that 10. McPherson again, half through, flattened, but is able to make it available to Frame, on towards McCartney again. Clipping passing here, Sweeney has it, bundles his way past Ian Sim. Sim wheels his way round, gets back into defensive cover, taken on again by Calvin Henderson. Back it comes to Frame, on towards McCartney. Bloodworth out towards the right hand side, bundled to the ground with Lewis McNamara. He was a bit of a try scoring machine at times last season as well. Frame once more, on towards that left hand side. Here just taking the time, going through these phases very deliberately. Back it comes once more to Bloodworth. Here looking very confident in possession of the ball, just waiting on opportunity to perhaps work it out towards the right hand side, which they do nicely. And Cameron Van Wink down the right hand side, peeled away from the Currie defence that was starting to be drawn just infield in that 22, and he scored his first try of the season. And after the penalty try, it's a second score for Ayr inside the opening 20 minutes. And that was all about patient composure, Heather, and by goodness it paid off.
Yeah, I think what was key there for Ayr was their tip balls, their extra pass. There's Bova just finding that missed pass there, and Van Wyk, we'll double check the pronunciation there, but on debut, absolutely fantastic, all the way from South Africa, uncle in Kilmarnock, and superb finish at the age of 18. Playing schools rugby last year and just holding us with. Looks strong.
Yeah, none of these Ayrshire players, Ayr players, look as if they've just arrived and look somewhat out of sorts and out of place in this squad, that's for sure. And a very accomplished finish from the teenager.
Yeah, Ed Bloodworth, you're talking about him there at number 4, just really deft hands, that extra pass, just finding Blair McPherson in holes, and McPherson will burst through all day.
The only disappointment from an Ayr point of view is the conversion attempt from out wide. Didn't add an extra 2 points on the board, but a penalty try and a try from the right winger. We get to see it again and again. Sort of deliberate, patient build-up play, probing on the forwards. There, you point that out, Heather, the importance of McPherson in that, and what he was able to do, drawing in players, creating the space. Out it comes then to the winger, and he was going to back himself from that situation to score and open his account for his new side. Penalty awarded to Ayr. Player taking a sore one there just from the restart. Going to be a little stoppage in play.
Something happens, we have to.
Yeah, the referee just checking there.
Try and get the ball away if you can.
Reese is getting back to his feet.
Just there. Wait, was it?
Oh, sorry, that was McNamara.
Yeah, loose with the open side flanker. Back on his pins. And that's pinged forward again by David McCartney, who's certainly a clean striker of the ball. He didn't quite make the connection he wanted with the conversion attempt, but he's found touch close towards the 10, and Ayr will have this throw in then. Over is James Malcolm, and getting instructions from Jamie Drummond. Drummond walks to the front of the line. Malcolm with the throw, won by Cameron Rees. Now there's the illustration again of what the forwards can do when they get a little bit of momentum, driving them into that zone between the 10 and 22. Frame on towards McCartney, loop pass out there towards Bova, inside centre. He in turn found Shedden, goes to ground, slowed up just ever so slightly, back to Bloodworth again. In they go once more. McCartney taken on this time by Drummond. The roll plants the ball back. Frame just in behind. Still they're working a position through Malcolm. Frame once more on towards McCartney, taken on this time again by Jamie Bova. Edge of the 22, taken on this time by Cameron Rees. Into the 22 they go. Very distinctive, very similar to Ayre's opening try scored by their winger after the penalty try, that is. They're going to try and work it out towards the youngster again. This time he's surrounded by 2-3 Currie players. Frames over very quickly to recycle ball. Back it comes to Drummond. He's just floored on the edge of the 22. But phase after phase of play at the moment. They are settling themselves into this contest. And they carry forward, leading by 12 points to 3. Almost 20 minutes of the first half played. Nice little interchange there involving Shedden, who stays up with play and just tries to support ball carriers. But Currie themselves needed to remain disciplined, and Ayre forced into just overcooking it, the knock on, and Currie will be able to release the tension from the edge of the 22. 12-3 to Ayre.
Yeah, Ayre certainly making Currie Chieftains defence, stretching that defence, but Chieftains there covering that left flank much better than the last time, so really getting their defence, stretching it out and shepherding that 15-metre line.
Certainly aware of the threat that Ayre pose with an 18-year-old on one wing, and Oggedrau as well on this left-hand side. The water carriers are coming on. So just to be a stoppage in play at the midway point in this first half.
Yeah, Bobby Beattie just coming on there, failed a late fitness test, got a groin injury, was hoping to play at 12, and Jamie Bova stepping up, and Danny McCluskey coming onto the bench, so hopefully back next week, Bobby.
We were quite expectant when we were previewing the match just before kick-off, and it has been, for all accounts, it's the opening match of the season, so you're maybe not going to get the slickest of performances from both sides, but both will be relatively pleased with what they've been able to produce so far.
Yeah, very much. Ayre play quite a structured game, and you can see it superbly well drilled. That line out is an absolute weapon. James Malcolm instigating it, but the second rows, Ed Bloodworth, Cameron Rees really playing their part, and Jamie Drummond, I've noticed him, really nice work, the loose head prop, just soft hand as well. Everyone's able to do that extra pass or release ball, and that's stretching the Currie Chieftains defence, but they've certainly got that set right there, the Currie Chieftains, and forced a mistake.
And they'll want to have a bit more time in the Ayre half of the field, particularly in and around that 22, where they've not really threatened in the opening 20 the way that their coaching staff would have wanted, but from their own 22, that's played in once again by Gregor Christie. Along the edge of the 22 it goes. Currie once again looking to Christie. Delicate with the chip kick, just sort of over the shoulder.
Offside after the
Referee coming back though. So an offside decision given against Ayre, and they've got a more regulation means of clearing from their own 22 now.
Yeah, certainly Currie Chieftains like to play some running rugby in the warm-up there. They're very much keeping the ball alive, so they'll be looking for other opportunity here.
Just outside the play.
Currie then, who of course finished third in the league series of the regulation season, but showed that the playoffs are a completely different animal, because if you take your chances, particularly away from home, you can cause upsets, and after 2 disappointments they were able to lift their third National 1 top championship level title. And how they celebrated.
Absolutely, so tough to miss out on the first 2. Hoyk proving their strength there, and just overcoming Hoyk away at Mansfield Park 26-24.
Yeah, certainly they were one of the 3 sort of top performing sides, along with Marr and Hoyk in the last 3 seasons, but now a different complexion to the division, as again Christie with that zip pass just above head height was looking for teammates there, but Currie back inside Ayre territory, and this is when they'll want to try and orchestrate something from the 10. If they can clear down towards the edge of the 22 and show what they can do from a set piece.
Beautiful kick. Yeah, the last time Chicago, just the hooker, he's got a lovely throw on him. I think it was just the timing, just his relationship there with the lifter and the jumper. So hopefully they'll get their timing right this time.
Lewis McNamara is still getting a little bit of treatment to the back of the head. I don't know if that was maybe a wound that opened up when he was flattened just at the restart kick. Then the wound opened up again. You can see that Tim Brown is stripped and ready to come on the part, so they may be forced into a change. But it seems to be bleeding quite badly, although it's not disturbing McNamara too much. He's got a broad smile on his face, little shake of the head, and off he goes. A little word with Bobby Beattie there. So he's in good spirits, if somewhat in the wars.
Timing, please. Timing.
Yeah, he's been well attended to there.
Roy Vicago with the throw-in. Currie inside the 22. Now this is the sort of platform that they then want to build on. Christie has it now, has a little look at the options. 1-2 involving Beckett there and Ian Sim coming off his wing. Currie then looking to press and probe up towards the edge of the 5 metre line. Back it goes then to Christie. Little bit of movement here from Sam Cardozi from left to right, just adjusting the body weight. Currie again just looking to work it back and then forward once more inside that 22, just trying to get a little bit of pace onto the ball carriers. The referee though, another Ayr offside decision. So these decisions certainly going in Currie's favour at the moment as they continue to work their way up closer towards that Ayr try line. And these are opportunities they can't afford to pass up when you've got a chance, not necessarily as clear cut as this, but when you've got opportunities that if they were down the other end you'd expect Ayr to finish off.
Absolutely, Gregor Christie there, just full of life and just constantly aware. I think that's about the fourth penalty Ayr have given away for offside, so that's something they might want to have a look at. But certainly opportunity calling. Ayr really physical in that defence, but Gregor Christie light on his feet and just constantly aware.
And the Ayr back row forwards seem to be in the wars, because now Ryan Sweeney is down receiving a little bit of treatment. Meanwhile we get a few groovy tunes being played in the background as well, so they've certainly opened the season with someone who has a decent taste in music controlling the music
just behind us, absolutely, adding to the good atmosphere this afternoon.
There's a wedding that's been taking place, a wedding party at Milbrae as well, so there's something of a celebration feel about the place with well, I suppose you say 3 lots of champions coming together. Ayr's 2 titles last year plus Currie's Premiership success. You can see Lewis McNamara getting a heavy strapping applied to the back of the neck as Currie once more looking a little interchange there. 1-2 involving DJ Ennis, and that didn't quite come off, and that was a decent play, bit of interception play there from Ryan Sweeney just to try and disrupt the flow of that Currie move. But we did touch on DJ Ennis and his experience, and could he be someone that could potentially unlock this Ayr defence during the 80 minutes?
Yeah, I think very much so. I think just linking in together with Callum Beckett and there, and Scott Robeson as well, he's really a force to be reckoned with as well. And Ryan Sweeney, they're just getting in the way of things, just exactly what you want your back row to do. So yeah, he's a real threat at Super Series level. But yeah, opportunity here for Currie Chieftains in terms of the placement, but it's Ayr ball.
25 minutes of the first half gone, and Ayr leading by 12 points to 3, awarded a penalty try in the opening stages of the contest after the first real meanvill spell of sustained possession inside the Currie 22. Then Van Vink scoring a try, the 18-year-old opening his account on the opening afternoon of the season to increase Ayr's lead. But by that stage Currie had responded. Callum Beckett penalty from just over 30 metres had reduced their Ayrs to 7-3 before the Van Vink try. McNamara's got a scrum cap on his head now and a pretty heavy bandage and strapping just underneath it after sustaining a cut to the back of the head. Ball fed into the scrum, here winning the penalty from the scrummage. And that was good work from the forwards on this occasion, inside their 22. And it's not been a runaway train-like start from here, but it's been productive, it's been effective, and that's why they find themselves leading by 12 points to 3 as we approach the half-hour mark.
Yeah, that's a real statement from Ayr, saying you're not going to get in our 22, it's not going to be easy to score. And there, that scrum there, Jamie Drummond, quite small and hard for Kieran Ramsey, who's quite tall, and really getting under him and lifting Kieran Ramsey up. So great play there by Jamie Drummond at loose side against Kieran Ramsey at tight head for Currie.
Yeah, he's one of the, in terms of height anyway, one of the smaller front row forwards, many of them now in excess of 6 feet tall, as that's taken on this time by Kieran Ramsey. He's looking to hit back in open play, fed out there towards Beckett, 3 out on the left hand side. DJ Ennis again just trying to bring the wingers into play inside that 22. A lovely interchange of play and a marvellous score there for Currie. They are well and truly back in business. And Ennis and Charlie Brett, and out on that left hand side Ryan Daly, all playing a part in a wonderful Currie score. And that's the second visit in the matter of a couple of minutes into the 22, and this time they come away with 5 points and the possibility of 2 more.
I think the key was moving that point of attack. Some really good play there. A lovely pass out there by Scott Robeson. And there, Brett coming into the line. Daly just coming off his foot there. And really, really solid finish there by DJ Ennis. You were talking about him, and he definitely had played his role there.
Yeah, Ennis again involved in the build-up on a couple of occasions, and was just on the shoulder to receive the pass from Ryan Daly. And good work as well from Charlie Brett in the build-up to the move. So this is an opportunity for Callum Beckett outside the 22, ball on the tee, to add to his earlier penalty goal. His 3 points, 12-8 the scoreline, a minute shy of the half-hour mark. Here he goes then. He's certainly leathered that one. Oh, and they like it, and no wonder, because that's brought them back to within 2 points. Ayr 12, Currie 10, nearly 30 minutes gone, and it's very much in the melting pot.
Yeah, a solid platform there made all the difference, and then that allowed the backs to just play where they wanted to play, out wide, really stretching that Ayr defence.
Restart kick, launched forward there by McCartney.
Back 10, back 10!
Tap and go, just on the edge of the 22. Free kick awarded by the referee.
So that's one of the new law trials that the Scottish Rugby have adopted, just trialling it, and you can call it a mark from a restart, which happened there, and then not back 10.
Launched forward again on a calm afternoon. That's a fine bounce as well from a Currie point of view, and just trundles into touch, just a fraction short of that 22 across on the far side, and it wasn't a wind assisted kick. Here we'll have the throw in over on that far side, and James Malcolm goes across to ready himself to throw the ball in. But Ayr will relish this challenge as well. They know the success that Currie have enjoyed over the last couple of years, and these are matches that many of these Currie players will still thoroughly enjoy, but equally so Ayr players, the ex-Bulls players that were involved in Super 6 success, as that's taken on this time by Roy Bukago, back and recycled on towards Hasdell. Again, he's been an astute assigning for Currie as well, as once more Robinson up towards the edge of that 22, advantage coming the way of Currie. Little interchange involving the fly half, doesn't come to anything there. Beckett's pass just a little low and direct, but they had the advantage. High challenge coming in, signalled by the referee Rory Campbell on the edge of the 22, and Currie have certainly enjoyed a fruitful few minutes, points on the board and better territory from them.
I think that kick was absolutely superb. From the right hand side, just off runs like all the way to the left hand side, and the depth as well. Just moving that Ayr pack around. That's what they'll be aiming to do.
If they're successful with this kick from the tee, this would give them a 1 point lead. It'd be quite a turnaround with Ayr bossing much of the opening 20-25 minutes in terms of territory. Did have a 12-3 lead, but in front by 12 points to 10. But Callum Beckett will certainly want to change that with one successful penalty goal and a conversion so far. The last half of the 10 points scored by Currie, so this to give Currie the lead. But he's certainly got the distance in that direction was off, so it remains 12-10. He'll be disappointed with that because that was an opportunity to sneak Currie in front there. But nevertheless, they've certainly enjoyed a few decent minutes inside the Ayr half of the field, particularly that 22. And they remain 2 points behind. Ayr 12, Currie 10. Restart. David McCartney then inside the 22. Flatter kick gathered then by Ian Singh. Got Green open plane to run into. Challenged and tackled there by Ryan Sweeney. Christie again delves in, gathers possession of the ball, played forward there by Anderson, loose head propped. Christie will ready himself to go in once more. Penalty awarded to Ayr. And Currie on this occasion unable to get any momentum onto possession of the ball. I can see Currie have made a change with Graham Carson coming on in the last couple of minutes as well, just confirmation of that. And Ayr will certainly want to change the impetus and the direction of travel in this game. They'll want to get back into the Currie 22 pretty quickly.
Well, look how they just celebrated that penalty there. They knew how important that was in terms of possession and territory, and just the way the last 5 minutes have been going with the Currie Chieftains just on the up. So that was a crucial turnover there for Ayr.
McCartney's kick from hand, that's a decent one again, down towards the edge of the 22. And there's that Currie player has gone down.
Give it a second.
So there'll be another opportunity for Bobby Beattie and some of the Ayr backroom staff to come on with water bottles.
Yeah, we're in the lee of the stand here, but it's hot work out there. They'll need the water.
Yeah, important for them to be rehydrated. And with 12-10 the scoreline, 6.5, just over 6.5 minutes of the first half left to play. Food for thought for both sets of coaches.
They might get that.
It remains a very competitive contest. Of course, many of the matches kicking off at 3 o'clock this afternoon. This is a 4:10 kick-off, a showpiece match. And you have to say that if this wasn't a season opener, you could almost say it was worthy of an isolated fixture, a bit like a charity shield match in football, bringing these champions together.
Yeah, I think when both sides must have seen the fixture list, they marked their cards from day one. So great to see this standard and this level, and Currie working out the Ayr physicality, and yeah, interesting to see what happens then in the next few minutes for half time.
Alexander Harley is warming up. In fact, he's now made his way onto the park, so he'll replace Callum Beckett. Certainly, you'd imagine for the remainder of the first half, which, as I say, he's got about 6.5 minutes or so left to play. But Callum Beckett enjoying a drink there as he's taking a sore one to the left ankle, I think.
Yeah. Nice, great prospect, really good kicker, nice control.
I'd be disappointed to have lasted just the 33 minutes at the moment, as Ayr again looking to rumble their way into that Currie 22. They've made some inroads and looking to recycle one score. Referee just jockeying for position as he watches now Ayr press and probe once again. But Ayr just not quite getting back into the groove, despite a lot of hard work there. And much of that is down to Currie, sticking very much to their game plan.
Yeah, in the warm-up, Currie were really focusing hard on the defence, spent a lot of time, and it's bearing fruit there. They know how crucial that turnover was for them there.
What's that? Did I get quick?
Christie just taking a few steps back, having a word with a couple of his teammates in the backs. We'll see now what happens from this scrummage. 12-10 the scoreline, 5 minutes of the first half left to play. There'll be a little bit of time added on, a couple of stoppages. There was the treatment to Lewis McNamara just prior to going off the field, being replaced by Tim Brown. McNamara wearing the scrum cap. Penalty this time awarded to Currie. So at times they are getting to grips with this very powerful and experienced Ayr front row.
Yeah, Graham Carson, you'll see there at tight head number 18 for Currie. He's come on. It's his 181st cap for Currie. Ooh, that was 50-50 there, I would say. But yeah, certainly bringing his scrummaging and experience and stability to the side.
One of our camera operators was almost clobbered there.
I don't see anything.
I don't think that was certainly intended, but the line out is just going to be below. Two camera operators on the balcony over on that far side. So the throw in for Rukago and for Currie. Fine win in the air from Courtney West. Currie again building up close towards the 10 metre line. Grounded there is Rhys Davis. Back through the hands there of Robeson. He goes to ground. Looking for the recycle ball. Christie. Always found a little gap. Christie half through. Looking for the offload. Was able to find Rhys Davis. Up to halfway. Christie has it once more. Robeson did well to reach out with the right hand, secure possession of the ball. Back to Christie. Little probing crossfield kick there from Alexander Harley, and that was gathered in the air by Van Vink inside that 10 metre line, just beyond the 10 from his point of view. But an early opportunity there for Harley to show what he can do when he put boot to ball on the edge of the 10. It'll come back. Currie will get this opportunity to play it downfield into the Ayr half. Remains a very pleasant afternoon overhead, and pleasantly warm as well at the end of August here at Milbrae in Burns country, as it's Ayr 12, Currie 10, and Currie continue to press and probe as they look for another opportunity, but perhaps to sneak a lead before the interval.
Yeah, Gregor Christie, hugely impressive, just constantly an eye for the gap and keeping tempo, keeping the Ayr on the back foot there.
Chicago then with the throw in again towards that front portion of the line. Now Currie are looking for a bit of movement. Chicago then was well tackled though by Ben Frame, who was loitering with intent to floor the Currie front row man, the hooker. Back it comes to Christie. Christie with the little offload there, and bringing in Graham Carson, who we're getting to see an open play again. Another hugely experienced man, as Heather touched on in terms of the number of appearances. Back it comes to Christie, again through the hands there of Harley, out towards that left hand side, prodded forward there by Brett. Chase is on now. Brett also leading the chase, so too is Ryan Daly. He just was able to overtake his fullback. Currie then have forced Ayr back into that right hand corner, as Ayr looking to try and mop up little coming together of players, but it's really in the first 38-39 minutes. It's been a very well sort of tempered match, you know. It's never even appeared from our point of view to simmer at any stage.
Both sides, there was one incident, but I think just both sides are really wanting to play some good attacking rugby, and certainly Currie are putting themselves in the hot seat there again, trying those kicks and spreading the ball out to that wide channel, and really trying to ask questions of Ayr in the wider channels.
When we'll know what's in store during the course of the season, the winter months, the conditions can change, the weather can often play a huge part in how games pan out. When you've got an afternoon almost perfect conditions, you have to say, in the park in excellent condition, both sets of players are looking to really try and get off on the front foot, make the most of this sort of occasion. And Currie certainly finishing this first half pretty strong. The last 15 or so minutes they've had plenty of opportunities, scored a well worked try involving many in the backs, and the scrum half certainly flattered there by McNamara, who gets back to his feet. Here again managed to get that turnover. Ruthless and at times unconventional, but they're certainly very effective in protecting their own try line under 22. Just about 20 seconds of the regulation first 40 minutes left to play, as they can at least clear the ball up towards the edge of the 22 through Ben Frame. Be another Currie throw in, but once more the Mullenny Park men looking to finish strongly.
Yeah, but what a tackle there from Ayr, just again just showing that Currie are going to work super hard for any try that they get. So but opportunity here for Currie.
That had a Super 6 impact to it. had that sort of ferocity of
absolute
a Super 6.
ferocity, absolutely.
And you have to say that Currie, though, more than holding their own, as Christie has it now. Delicate hands here, but an interception and a chance now for Ayr to get up towards the 10 metre line, looking to recycle. It's a bit untidy, comes back to Drummond. Drummond then just runs into Charlie Brett, forces him back. Recycled again. The referee, though, offering the penalty to Ayr. A little shake of the head initially from Blair McPherson, who continues his conversation with Rory Campbell.
Post.
There's a
It's last play.
high challenge coming in, and McPherson just has hands above the head there. Maybe he thought that his side in open play could really have damaged Currie without the intervention of the referee, but it is back for the penalty on halfway, and a chance now for McCartney to play that down towards the edge of the 22. So once more Ayr have come up with the answers to protect the lead.
Yeah, very much so, showing how you turn defence into attack, and just very much a case in point. And again, the line out to the 4.
So over they go again. James Malcolm readies himself. Malcolm throws the ball in. That was well controlled in the air as Malcolm has it again. Swings his way around on the edge of the 22. Has time to look up and see the direction of travel that he's going in. Encouraged all the way there by Ben Frame, who's reaching in, almost looking to rip possession of the ball. So too is his captain McPherson. But Currie have done enough to draw the penalty inside the 22. And the referee, with one glance at the watch, says, guys, that's it, we've reached 40 minutes, half time, and it's Ayr 12, Currie 10, and it's certainly been an intriguing 40 minutes and sets things up, Heather, for a very interesting second half.
Yeah, for the first 20 minutes, certainly Ayr in the ascendancy, 7-0 up. Callum Beckett getting a penalty, 7-3, but then Van Wyk, Ayr making use of their release balls and getting the ball into the wider channels, 12-3 up. But certainly Currie are definitely finding the answers now, and anything that Ayr do, they're able to respond, and they've got that attacking threat out wide as well. So it's going to be a super second half. 12-10.
Yeah, players just heading into the changing rooms, and they'll enjoy the half-time break, I would imagine. 12 points to 10 the scoreline. So this Arnold Clark Men's Premiership opener, of course a televised fixture, and we're delighted to have your company this late afternoon in Alloway. Wherever you're watching from around the world, there's the scoreline at the interval. 12 points to 10, an excellent advert for rugby at this level, and the opening match of the season, and reuniting the Ayr players who were National 1 champions last season with those Super 6 players up against Currie, who are the current Premiership champions. 12-10 at half time. So let's have a look then at the highlights from the opening 40 minutes. And Heather, you touched on it on a couple of occasions in the first half. That man in control of the ball there, almost drawing the penalty try there, Blair McPherson. How important a figure is he in an Ayr jersey?
Yeah, hugely important. We said he hadn't missed the match in the Super Series. He's captaining here in the Premiership campaign, and all credit to the pack. He would just say, I'm just doing what I need to do behind my pack, and absolutely outstanding try there.
And again, you can see he was involved in the second try. Van Wyk scoring try out on the right hand side, and I mean, he, as an 18-year-old, we'll get to see the try in a minute, really showed what he can do. But Currie were not going to lie down to this Ayr side. There's the penalty that brought things back to 7 points to 3. Now that came just 2 minutes after the penalty try. Then this.
Yeah, it's just that lovely release, but pop pass out from Ed Bloodworth to McPherson, making the inroads, and then Jamie Bova, just lovely left to right pass. Van Wyk just holding his width and able to finish that superb score. Really good build-up passage of play between forwards and backs there by Ayr, and a superb finish there. They'll be really, really pleased with that one.
Yeah, puffing out his cheeks and driving towards the line. And I'd like
on debut. And
I'd like to think you'd have family, given that there's in close proximity, that they'll be having family watching this in the ground today. But this is Currie's score. Now this was a fine bit of backs play.
Yeah, all came from a really good line out. Allowed Currie to release their backs. Midfield able to do it. DJ Innes there just finishing. Robeson instrumental at 12. Brett at captain coming into the line at full back. And Daly as well, all playing their part. Just really, really good hands. Simple hands. Just changing the direction of his run there though. Lovely coming off his line there by Daly, and then just on the shoulder by DJ Innes. Fantastic try.
And really for the last 10-12 minutes of that opening 40, Currie had a lot of possession inside that 22, and certainly inside that air half of the field, and Currie continued to press and probe, and they had opportunities to perhaps land further scores. They had that missed penalty, of course, from Beckett, that had that been successful, they would have had the lead at the interval.
Yeah, they've definitely come up with a few answers. Cross kicks, just stretching that air defence. I think that's going to be key for them. Congratulations.
Now, I believe this is Mr. and Mrs. Currie here to watch Currie, I think, and we get the wedding march played in the background, so this is a nice occasion for them this afternoon, and one that they certainly won't forget. And quite right that they get a little moment at half time to be introduced to the crowd here at Millennium Park. At Milbrae rather. I'm thinking Millennium Park Currie, of course.
Exactly.
Yeah, the Millennium Park faithful through with the Milbrae fans. And here we are. So that's us at half time then. Ayr RFC leading Currie Chieftains by 12 points to 10.
Mark and Samantha have tied themselves in knots trying to find a new car. It's not rocket science, Mark.
Why isn't it easy?
It is easy.
With Arnold Clark, not only do we guarantee the UK's best used car deals, you can search and compare thousands of cars, adjust your monthly payments, and value your part exchange, all with a few clicks.
Find your car your way. At Arnold Clark, we make it easy.
I'm alright, how are you?
Yeah, good.
To see you. I'm
Good.
just speaking to another Scottish international
Who else is?
footballer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's just about to go away with Scotland next week.
Oh, cool.
I'm trying to get her to donate something.
Oh, timing.
So
Class.
it's worked out well.
Yeah. No, we had dance and basketball here, then used to do like conditioning here after school, which probably kept me out of trouble at the time.
Yes, I think so.
Definitely.
I think so.
But no, when I was first in like Scotland under 18s, under 20s, then yeah, we'd literally do like shuttles up and down here. It looks tiny now, so I don't know how I ever got fit from it, but served its purpose.
And out where all the magic happened, Rona. We've now got a new pitch though.
Oh,
That's
class.
where we used to do. That's where we used to do our introduction to rucking.
Really?
On that, couple of tackle pads and a couple of racking pads.
Oh yeah, so it is.
So Wandy's come down here and have the Wester Hales and the Tynecastle boys on a Wednesday, and there's senior team and junior team. There's about
Class.
40 boys out, 45.
Yeah. So good.
So they do that. So they go and compete at some of the stuff. So that's the senior stuff. So that's good.
Well, there's 45 now. When I was doing the rugby stuff here, the rugby club, there would honestly be like 9 of us.
What were your first memories of Rona in school?
First memories, just she was never away from here. She was like a pest.
In the PE department.
In the
yeah.
PE department all the time. Basically signed up for everything. And just somebody who just threw herself fully into every aspect of school. From dance, as I say, from dance to sport.
Oh, Rona like stood out instantly. So like we got there, set up, and like, can you just go a quick jog around the pitch while we like sort everything out? And instantly, all you saw was this one girl, as if she was at the Olympics, and she went like as if she was doing the 400 metres around the pitch. And literally every week we went out, she just no warm up, absolutely sprinted it. So she stood out sore thumb instantly.
Then when you got to meet her mum and dad and stuff like that, you just knew where that came from, and just our all-round willingness to just do everything to the absolute best that you could.
Yeah.
And then that rolled into the academia stuff and World Challenge and all those things. I was looking through some Bolivia pictures. You going away and teaching yourself how to juggle with a couple of oranges. Like just funny stories.
Mark and Samantha have tied themselves in knots trying to find...
Welcome to the pitch, Currie.
Well, welcome back for this second half. If you were joining us just on the stroke of half time, you may remember the bride and groom on the pitch. Well, the entire wedding party appeared as well, and I thought, Heather, you and I were going to be asked to assist with the first dance or something like that, you know, nimbling up, but there was no need for our involvement certainly, but everybody involved in the wedding today, we certainly wish the bride and groom well, and everybody having a good time. And as to be said as well, it's been a very entertaining and decent first 40 minutes as Ayr returned to the field, leading by 12 points to 10, with Cameron Van Beek scoring a try on debut midway through that first half after a penalty try was awarded to Ayr. Brilliant work from Blair McPherson drawing in the infringement, and a penalty try and a Van Beek score have them 12-10 in front against a Currie side that have certainly kicked well. 5 points from Callum Beckett and a try as well from DJ Ennis. So the second half is underway, and it's an opportunity immediately for Currie in possession of the ball to try and run it from just the edge of the 22. Backroom staff just appearing and getting settled into position just in front of us as it's a box kick from Gregor Christie. 3 back, and that was a well assured take there from Blair McPherson, who powered into his running up towards halfway. 3 back for Ayr, but leading from the front there is the skipper McPherson, who still has a hunger and an appetite for further success in an Ayr jersey. Back then through the hands of McCartney, floated pass out towards the right hand side. Van Beek then playing the ball just on the deck, back then towards Jamie Shedden, who's on the ground, and there's a foot in touch according to the stand side assistant, and it will be a throw in then to Currie. So Ayr just running out the room in front of us. It'll be I think the regulation throw in as the referee makes his way just back into position. So this second half getting underway with an early set piece for Currie. Roy Vercago and just getting the instructions there from Christopher Anderson.
Pick, step.
Vercago then, ball above the head. Was contested well by both sides, but won by Currie. Christie then through the hands of Alexander Harlow. Came on to 6 minutes before the interval. Here though, with the turnover, with the steal, halted just as they get up towards the 10 metre line. They'll look to pick and go once again. That was a floated pass out there towards McCartney. Opportunity now for McNamara, who was in the wars in the first half. Recycled again. Sweeney, another player who sustained a couple of knocks in that first 40 minutes. McCartney has it once more. Now some space. Bova into space. Played out there towards Shedden. Powerful running here from the air backs up into the 22. 5-6 metres short of the line. Referee squatting down to get a good hard look just to see how close Ayr were going to be to scoring a try there at the start of the second half. And they certainly were bursting across the field of play there at a rate of knots, but Currie have managed just to get enough bodies in the way for a goal line dropout. And it's Currie trailing by 2 points, kicking from just in behind their own goal line. Ayr 12, Currie 10.
Great run there by Jamie Shedden. 20 tries last in the Super Series, and a bit quieter in the first half, but super run there.
Shedden's a dangerous figure, so too this man in the ball at the moment, Christopher Hyde, enjoying a run out this afternoon as the ball goes loose, picked up, but an interception there. McNamara had positioned himself well, was alert onto that rather loose pass, and it's back with Sweeney. So two of the players in the back row trying to help out their captain as it comes back through the hands there of Malcolm. Out very quickly, McCartney towards that left hand side. Here again trying to be more than the measure of Currie in this match. Drummond once again working tremendously hard in open play. Once more it comes back through the half-backs, through the hands, on in towards Rees, out towards the left-hand side, and Van Beek up in support. This is the Currie left, the Ayr right. They try and pick and go once more, and coming flying through there was McNamara. He's back to his feet quickly, and the last player back onto his pins, Roy Vercago. Currie hooker.
Be very careful.
Penalty then to Ayr, another high challenge.
Back 10.
12 points to 10 the scoreline. 4 minutes of the second half gone. And Ayr very deliberately just lining up this kick into the 22. Eyes on the 5 point prize minimum here, rather than a penalty goal which would have nudged them 5 points in front. Lead by 12 points to 10, but their intention is very much to seek out a third try. And Malcolm then comes across, readies himself to throw the ball in. Gregor Christie with a quick drink. It's at some attention. Maybe a little facial wound there. Thrown in towards the line. Again, that was a well executed throw. Malcolm then joins in the drive. Look at the power here of Ayr. The referee squatting down and raising the arm. And so often over the years we've seen Ayr produce something like that. A line out 5 metres from the Currie line, and you felt it spelt danger for the visiting side. And Ayr were not going to cough up too many of those opportunities when they presented themselves. And they now have opened up a 17 points to 10 lead over their visitors with the conversion to come.
Yeah, superb line out there. What was key for me was the pack were together before that line out. They knew exactly what they were going to do. They were calm, they were composed, everyone knowing their roles, and they executed superbly.
Yeah, it wasn't a case of just keeping the scoreboard ticking over. They wanted try number 3, a quick start to the second half, and they've landed it inside the opening 6 minutes. And they're looking now to David McCartney to try and add the extra points. So penalty try and 2 further scores. Malcolm instrumental in the most recent one. Van Beek also scoring, but that one just drifting to the right of the post. A little shake of the head there from David McCartney. 17 points to 10 but after having to soak up a bit of Currie pressure towards the end of the first half, Ayr coming out flying in the start of the second. Perhaps their intentions were clear. When you think back to that Blair McPherson gathering the kick downfield and his own run from his 10.
And the interception there from Lewis McNamara as well, that was key.
Restart. And here once again, just looking for Milbrae coming off his wing, winning possession of the ball there, setting up a platform for them to work possession. Ben Frame, flat kick. Field, ball's allowed to bounce there. Charlie Brett has it. Again puts in a decent kick and should be gathered by McCartney and his.
Keep retreating, 12.
McCartney on in towards Alexander Harley.
You're working back.
Launches one forward, spinning kick. Milbrae again is able to carry the ball up there beyond the tackle there of Alexander Harley, who eventually forced him to the deck. Played there by Drummond. On in towards Sweeney. He finds halfway. Back it comes to McCartney. 3 across on this right hand side. Again, Shedder's looking to get a bit more involved in the action in the second half. Frame. And this time towards Cameron Rees. Back it comes again there towards the scrum half, Ben Frame. Left-footed kick downfield, bounces several times, watched all the way there by Ian Sim. Referee comes back. There's an injury to one of their players just on the halfway line. Penalty, another high challenge. There's been a few of them picked up by the referee, Rudy Campbell, in the match so far. 8 minutes of the second half gone. Ayr looking to bring on some fresh legs in the form of let's see, Rudy Tanner and Oscar Baird coming on, so there'll be some changes made, and understandable at this stage in the opening game of the season to try and freshen things up.
Absolutely, especially in the forwards. They've got only two backs on the bench for Ayr, but yeah, very much keep things ticking over, and yeah, the tackles have got to be below the sternum, so that's something to look out for in this game.
Of course, at this level it's a 22-man squad.
Let's go.
So the sides have brought replacements, 7 replacements, along with the 15 players, of course, that have started the match. And Currie, I think, are also going to look to make some changes at the same time as well. A couple of Currie changes also. So again, probably discussed at the interval to give these players at least 8 or 9 minutes of the second half, and then look to freshen things up. 17 points to 10. Ayr lead Currie.
I thought Cameron Rees, we talked about him at the beginning being the only one with no Super Series experience, but I thought he did very well there in the second row for Ayr, just come off.
Yeah, he's settled in very well, and also, you know, he's feeding off the experience of these players that are around about him, that have been there and seen it and done it. As Ayr again, looking very direct. Malcolm, ball tucked under his right arm. Frame, extended right arm out there, just watching as Malcolm sweeping his way towards that line, plants the ball back. Frame goes in once again. There's the distinctive figure of Blair McPherson. He can't add to his try tally, but he looks to recycle ball there, and it was picked up very quickly by James Bova. Back still 5 metres from the line. And again here looking to try and recycle players, getting back into position. Bova just backs off. Forwards pick up. Sweeney with the latest drive. He's bundled backwards. Ball planted back. Not the crispest of passes there, but it's back towards Bova. They float it out to the right hand side. A 2-on-1 situation opening up, and a grounding there from Christopher Hyde. A strong right hand, because he had the outstretched right arm there, and he had to ensure he was going to keep a good clean grip of the ball, and it was not going to spill from his grasp. But again, Ayr just mixing it up a little bit there to score their latest try. 22 points to 10, and significantly that's now 4 tries they've landed in a match that is now just 50 minutes old.
Yeah, I think what's significant there, the forwards have absolute control in front of the sticks, but then the backs there, Chris Hyde sweeping round, and Van Veek coming round as well and scoring on the right hand side. They were in the left and they swung round. Currie wouldn't have seen that. Great finish.
How's that last line-up all for you there, Truckles?
Yeah, they're beginning to get into their groove after the first 40 minutes once again. As Heather mentioned in the half-time summary, I mean, they were the stronger side in the opening 20, arguably 25 minutes of that first half, but Currie were able to turn the tables to some degree in the last 15 minutes of the opening half. But Ayr have started the second half been very direct and clinical. 2 tries since half-time, and a chance now for Cameron Hyde to land an extra 2 points. 22-10 the current scoreline. This to increase their lead. That's sweet and true. Yeah, the crowd, home supporters like that. 24 points to 10. So Currie now have some work to do with Ayr having opened up a handsome advantage, and it's been a productive opening 10-11 minutes of the second half. So Christopher Hyde having scored, Cameron Veek also on the score sheet, Jamie Malcolm, and that penalty try, the accumulated points there for Ayr in this match so far. And Currie will need to just try to return to the mindset and the style of play that certainly posed some problems for Ayr in those final 15 minutes of the first half, because we've seen them do it before, and you have to fancy that they'll need to score next if they're going to stay in touch with their hosts this afternoon.
Yeah, they haven't had possession, but now they've got it here.
So in possession, just beyond that 10-metre line. Back it comes again. Dobson goes to ground. Christie again, but that's once more, it's that man Blair McPherson able to just interrupt the Currie flow and movement. Ian Sim, he's got 2 travelling at a rate of knots just behind him. Wonderful play there from the second row forward onto a loose head drop. Bloodworth onto Drummond. Oh, what a marvellous score. That's a marvellous piece of play there from Ayr. And you have to say that Ian Sim was a bit of a lonely figure back there. He had a lot of work to do because he was aware that Bloodworth and Drummond were behind him, and they were involved in that chase. And Heather, you mentioned it, calling it a wonderful off-road from the second row forward, and they continued that, and there was just space. There was too much space, too much for Ian Sim to do defensively. And Ayr now lead by 29 points to 10, and they are very much in the groove.
Fit as a fiddle, chasing that kick chase, outstanding. Jamie Drummond, we've talked about his work rate, supporting his second row, and again Bloodworth just finishing us off with his own hard work. Absolutely outstanding. Bobby Beattie will be pleased. S&C, this hard season, hard pre-season paying off. Really good work. Jamie Drummond off now, well played. Ryan Sweeney too, well played.
That was a lovely try to watch, certainly. Marvellous play. And here we'll be looking now for Chris Hyde to see if he can add the extras. 29 points to 10. And that's been a crisp, clinical Ayr we've watched since half time. Here he goes then, looking for another 2 points. That's not going to be too far away. It was mighty close, it came off the post. 29 points to 10 the scoreline. 14 minutes of the second half gone. Some further replacements. Can see that Ryan Stuart is stripped in on the field of play, and also Kane Ramsey back on the park. So Currie looking to their bench once more. But yeah, they'll need to settle into this one. We felt that 24-10 that they really needed the next scoreline. Well, it's now 29 points to 10, and Currie looking a little bit more dejected and disconsolate now than they have at any time in the game so far.
Yeah, that kick there almost doing what Currie had done to Ayr earlier. Just the bounce of the ball just going Ayer's way, but the kick chase was excellent.
Currie again though, looking at their number 8, Ed Haskell, doing some good work to take them up to the 10. And recycled a few times, it's back now with some of those players replacing those tired legs, as it's Ryan Daly now on this left hand side. Van Beek with the tackle. Forward comes Christie in a hurry, not surprisingly, on then towards Courtney West. Referee penalising here. An Ayr player down, receiving a bit of treatment bits. Early season camp perhaps beginning to impact on one or two of the players, but Currie will have this penalty, and they'll know even at this stage that time is against them, and they'll need to try and claw back some points pretty quickly if they're going to set up a grandstand finish. 29-10 the scoreline.
It looks like she's got crap.
Yeah, they'll be looking just to get a good set piece and then just move that Ayr pack around, but certainly fitness there, Ayr just showing real intent and real desire. Good position though for Currie here.
And when you start the new season, going back to your own playing days, do you feel that you can't really compare, it's unfair to compare an opening day performance with one maybe 4 or 5 weeks in, because you are so much sharper? The expectancy is, in a lot of cases, that the improvement comes 2 or 3 weeks after that opening week, that opening match.
Yeah, it's interesting though. I think both sides have quite a tough pre-season, and they've been playing matches. They've been playing 3 weeks of matches. So Currie played Tynedale and UCD last week. Glasgow Accies for Ayr. So they've come off for a tough pre-season in games, and the Super Series for some of the Ayr players was only June. So probably the gap wasn't so big, and Currie as well in terms of the Premiership final being a bit later as well. But each game just a learning experience.
Yeah, the Premiership final 2023 was, I think, about the 13th of March, whereas last season it was the 4th of May. So it was a later finish. But it's interesting you say that, because neither side has that early season ring rustiness that we've maybe seen in the past. They're sharper and more ready, I suppose, match fit, and that a lot of that is down to the facts that you laid out there with the matches they've already got under their belts, because even if they're pre-season matches, I mean, they'll be played full tilt, you'd imagine. So
yeah, absolutely, and I think probably the max they've had off is maybe 4 weeks. So back to the gym, keeping that ticking over. Even if they're on holiday, they'll probably be just keep things ticking over.
In terms of conditioning as well, particularly for those, say, 17 players, I think was the figure we quoted, the Ayr players that have been involved in Super 6, they'll want to try and keep that sort of physical conditioning that they've got used to over the last 5 years at that top level for as long as they possibly can, despite the fact that the league and the setup has a slightly different structure to it now.
Yeah, I suppose that's just ownership, individual responsibility and team responsibility. I mean, that's something that the team is in control of and the individual players are in control of, and there's no reason why they can't.
Milbrae the venue for this opener. Ayr 29, Currie 10. We're nearly at the end of the third quarter. McPherson again using the side of the right boot just to control the ball, trying to find a gap through down that left hand side. And Ayr have already landed the 4 tries, looking for maximum points in the opening weekend, and a scalp against the current Premiership champions in the form of Currie. Currie a little over 20 minutes to try and turn the tide. They certainly went some way to doing that in the first 40 minutes.
Certainly Currie's midfield hugely impressive. I think that new partnership there of Robeson, GJ Innes, that's got a lot of mileage there, and Callum Beckett as well, and Harley's come on too. So yeah, as you say, each game, and Brett there coming into the lineup from fullback at captain.
They recruited well over the course of the summer as well, when many players were going to be on the move after the conclusion of the 5-year programme, as it turned out to be with the Super 6. But Christie now we watch feeding the ball into the scrum. Now Ian Sim coming off his wing, running into traffic there, and that was a tackle made there by David McCartney. But Currie again looking just to try and get a little bit momentum going into the play. They've won a penalty inside the 22. They've got the territory now. Can they find a way to at least get 5 points on the board and just try and address the situation? 29 points to 10. Ayr very much had the foot on the accelerator right from the word go at the start of the second half, and scored some excellent tries, and particularly the Ed Bloodworth score. I think Bloodworth and Drummond will certainly enjoy watching that one again a little bit later on.
Yeah, for sure, and certainly as well, Currie's character can't be faulted in terms of they played the final, the Premiership final, down to 14 players, so they know how to play when the chips are down, so they'll be looking to get something from this.
And that was an entire half.
Indeed,
it was the entire second half they were minus a half.
Yeah, due to a red card, yeah.
Currie again. Christie once more. Sin almost a decoy on this occasion. Currie players just reorganising the positions. Courtney West, giant figure, looking to get involved in the action just now, as it's picked up by Christie once more, taken on by Robeson, floating the ball out there on towards Fraser Sayers, just off the bench. Came on just moments earlier, so this is first involvement in the action. Back it comes then towards Harley. Harley trying to angle a run towards the corner, scurrying over her Currie players, looking to try and keep a stranglehold in this move. Christie once again on, this time towards Archie Fletcher. Fletcher's bundled to the ground. Christie goes in once more. Christie has possession of the ball now, thinks about the offload. The tackle was made there by Van Beek. A chance again, and Ayr, massive cheer coming from the very vocal coaching staff just alongside us there, showing their appreciation for the defensive efforts there of Ayr. And Ayr lead by 29 points to 10 into the final 20 minutes of this game, and they've certainly got a firm grip on proceedings just at the moment.
Yeah, they've done their homework in Christie. Sometimes he's always looking for the gap, and he'll probably go himself sometimes. So he's trying to, it looks like he's delaying the pass, and they pounced on that delay and then just did that great turnover, great tackle, great jackal.
Crowd enjoying the occasion. Main stand very well attended, almost a full stand for this season opener, and a sprinkling of spectators around the ground enjoying this late summer sunshine. And that's quite a rumble with two sets of powerful players as Ayr again launch it forward. Ball bounces just on the 10, gathered there by Sayers. Has it once more, almost slips a bit uncertain as to how he's going to find some space, but he does, and he's clattered into there by Alexander Maguire, replacement hooker. Secondary tackle comes in from Tim Brown, who's back in the park, who made his first appearance in the match as a blood replacement for McNamara in that first half. Now he's managed, Hassel, just to escape the tensions up towards the 10-metre line. Couldn't get the offload away though. And once more it was Jamie Shedden, who's had certainly an effective second half, was able just to intervene there. Ayr have it once more, up towards that halfway line. But good work initially from Hasdell, who's been a quieter figure than he perhaps wanted to be. McCartney, right-footed kick downfield. Bounces once. Back it goes to Charlie Brett. Brett has time to angle the kick. And that just sails across and over our camera operators on that far side, and it'll be a throw in almost directly opposite our commentary position, with Ayr leading by 29 points to 10. 16 and a half minutes of this season opener left to play, and Ayr, having really come out of the blocks flying in the second half, are sort of conserving energy and playing a very sort of controlled and structured game in this portion of the match, this midway point in the second period.
I think as well, Ayr, just a few those cross kicks, obviously that superb try came from. I think they're just opening it up a bit more and just seeing where the space is a bit more, which is good.
Yeah, water should be coming up. Guys, I've not got number 4, it's harder to control. You're there? Not got 4 professionals, it's harder to control. Okay, time on.
So Ayr have the throw in. Welcome a try scorer. Of course, it's now Maguire that's on. He's certainly found his man with the throw. Joins in the drive. Has a look at his options. In control of the ball, tucked under that right hand. He's able to offload then on towards his scrum half there. Ben Frame, of course, starting at 9 this afternoon for Ayr. Back it goes, and that literally going through the hands there of Charlie Brett, and opening up for his opposite number to finish things off with a plum. Christopher Hyde, a second try for the Ayr fullback, and Hyde there capitalising on an unfortunate mistake there from Charlie Brett, because of all just through the arms of the fullback. Then there was some hesitation in the Currie ranks, and my goodness, Ayr made them pay.
Yeah, again, Ayr just showing the absolute value of a solid kick chase, and Hyde just taking his chance there. The partner there just tidying up. Jamie Bova has had a really good game again, just powerful. He's come in, last minute starter, and again just putting some pressure on for the chasers to finish. Great finish.
Yeah, it was good alert work there from Van Beek. He knew he wasn't going to be able to finish it off himself, but he really presented the opportunity for Chris Hyde, who's now scored 2 tries in this second half. So Hyde has 2, Van Beek scoring in that first half, Malcolm and Bloodworth on the score sheet. There was the penalty try as well. So it's now all eyes on Hyde to see if he can convert for a second time his own try in this match. 34 points to 10. Heavily strapped left elbow. Here he goes then, very deliberate in his run up. That's beginning to spin just the other side of the post there. Mighty close to landing another 2 points. 34 points to 10. 14 and a half minutes of the game left to play. And Currie won't certainly want the floodgates to open in the final 15 minutes. But 34 points to 10 has really illustrated the power and the clinical nature of this Ayr side, particularly in the second half.
Yeah, a name not on the score sheet, Jamie Bova, who's we just mentioned, but he's been the facilitator. A couple of long passes, that left to right pass is superb, and his kick as well. So well done to him today, and especially starting when he wasn't expecting to. Yeah,
coming in and again, no hesitation, no uncertainty, straight in, and a nice neat fit in place of Bobby Beattie, who's originally going to start, and of course, as Hannah mentioned earlier on, failed that late fitness test. Currie though, a simple straightforward line out with Courtney West winning the ball just towards the front of the line, presenting this platform for them to build. They've got the advantage just now. Referee just allowing the advantage. It's floated out there towards Fraser Sayers. Back it will come, the referee playing short period of advantage. So Currie have it once more just on their own 10. And they'll certainly look to try and settle in the closing stages of the match. Brett then, he'll be frustrated that he was unable to gather that ball. He's dealt with so many of them in the past, but on this occasion he couldn't take the ball cleanly, and within a few seconds his opposite number had landed his second try of the game, and that can be the cruelty of sport at any level. 34-10 is now the scoreline, and the Ayr coaching staff in particular look quite satisfied just down below us. Currie with the throw in towards the back of the line, not for the first time. It's been picked up as a bit of an overthrow, and then the chase is on. The fullback Brett is back. He's got a couple of teammates inside the 22. They're able to offload through the hands and carry it just beyond the 22. Van Beek up in defensive cover, and he was able to flatten there DJ Ennis, a try scorer for Currie in that first half. Out the side door, that was a little bit risky, but Currie were able just to mop things up. They run into trouble in the form of McNamara. They win the penalty though, and another high challenge coming in. 34-10 remains the scoreline, and Currie now down towards their own 22 when earlier they'd been up at halfway. And they make quite sure with a kick which sails over the top of the stand. So it's a throw in between the 22 and the 10.
Yeah, Currie very much haven't scored in this half, not as much as possession. They'll be wanting to make as much of these last 30 minutes as they can.
Back they come once more. Currie again. They'll be up against real physicality this afternoon. There'll be more straightforward matches for them to play, I'm sure, during the course of the season, but it's been a bit of a baptism of fire taking on an Ayr side packed with Bulls talent, as Ian Sim was trying to accelerate down that right hand side, running out of room, finds himself in touch just inside the Ayr half of the field, and he'll be disappointed that he's had precious little opportunity to show his power and pace down on the wings this afternoon. But yeah, I mean, Currie, it's unusual for the champions to come up against a side in the form of Ayr, given how this Ayr side has come together as Super 6 champions and National 1 champions. But they'll certainly fancy their chances against both sides in the division during the season, I'd have to say, Heather.
Yeah, certainly as their try, that threatening out wide, and certainly there Jamie Shedding making it hard for Ian Sim out there, but looking a powerful runner, Ian Sim. So yeah, more to come.
They're just taking their time over this scrummage. not been quite so many scrums in the second half, and had quite a few line-outs. Ayr content to rack up the points. Tries, particularly the forwards, scoring in the second half. Jamie Malcolm, Ed Bloodworth, 2 excellent scores, but not to forget the 2 scored by Chris Hyde, the fullback. He's also landed a couple and some successful conversions to add to his tally for this afternoon.
Set. Hold.
And roll the ball into the scrum. And again, McPherson just controlling it with the boots. Floated out there, taken on this time by Danny McCluskey, drafted into the 22. Again, as a consequence of the failed fitness test with Bobby Beattie. Bova in at 12, and that opened up the opportunity for Danny McCluskey to start on the bench. So he's on now for the closing stages.
Yeah, fantastic opportunity for him. A winner at league and cup level for Ayr before, so great experience to have off the bench.
And so many of these players that have been around Ayr for a while, they've still got the appetite to continue to succeed. They want to continue to write a bit of history into the club, and make this period a very memorable one. And you can take it right back to the middle part of the 2000s, the late 2000s, when they Heriots and Melrose, before the advent of the Super Six, were very often the dominant 3 sides.
Yeah, very much so. Since 2008, yeah, they've got five Premiership titles and 4 cups. So every team in the Premiership this year will be looking to make their mark.
Currie on the defensive just now, as Ayr again showing the power still. Remain very fresh in the forwards. The replacements have made a real impact as well, it has to be said. It's been a real squad effort as Ayr once again looking to find a gap. Van Beek, the pass was directed towards the 18-year-old and coming flying through there. Currie, well, they used the Charlie Brett's positioning there certainly to good effect, because he was able just to intervene, but the referee bringing play back towards the edge of the 22. So Ayr still have an opportunity to try and turn the screw once more with 7.5 minutes just over of this second half left to play. There was really very little stoppage time in the first half, apart from the Lewis McNamara cut to the head. Otherwise we had a first half with really very few stoppages. The game's flowed nicely. There's been just a couple of little flashpoints, if you call them that, but not an ill-tempered contest by any stretch. Referee hasn't had to go to the pocket to brandish cards. And this time McPherson winning the ball in the line, showing his skills in the line-out, but the referee saying, well, hang on a minute, we're going to penalise you there. And Currie will have a chance to at least get out of the 22 for a little while.
Yeah, some crossing there, so an opportunity for Currie. But Ayr still talking, organising themselves before that line out. That composure and that togetherness is really to the fore. And it's really paid dividends in the second half, as you were saying.
Yeah, I think the one thing about the Ayr, their approach and their school of thought is they take nothing for granted, and each game is a new challenge, and that in a sense is, and I think that and a sense of frustration helped Currie to success last year as well, because they finished third in the league, but after the regulation season had ended, but they really felt they still had a great opportunity through the playoffs of finally winning the title, and they managed to do so, win the third top level title down at Mansfield Park with a very good, very solid mindset.
Yeah, that utter belief really to the fore for them as well.
Currie just now still going to play to the finish here. Brett takes the ball up just beyond the halfway line.
Let's go.
Taken on this time by Lessels, replacement scrum half. So Currie have got Cameron Lessels on, he's wearing 20, and he's able to offload the ball there towards Harley. So the half backs have changed again for Currie. Lessels has it once more. Very quickly on through the hands, again out towards the left hand side. Brian Stuart now, powerful figure, and slowed up there by Van Beek. And it comes again through the hands of Courtney West. A little bit of hesitation there, a look to his options to see if there was anybody on that right hand side. Back it comes once more towards Alexander Harley, just on the fringes of the 22. Currie certainly not settling for this scoreline. They want something else before the end of the game. Ryan Stuart is just got a little bit in front of the ball there, spun round, was able to keep possession though for Currie, quickly through the hands there of Cardozi in the back row. Over the ball at the moment is Lessels once again, on this time towards outside centre, and tries to score on DJ Ennis. Gets a little bit untidy, sliding onto possession is Harley once more. Still Currie have the ball just on the edge of the 22, inside the 22 they go, looking for some reinforcements out towards that right hand side. Now they've got a little bit of width on here, interception and interruption led there by Jamie Bova, and you have to say that was that Jamie Bova certainly that here, yeah, I think that's
I think yellow card there.
Yeah, the referee has now signalled the raised arm, as we're watching on. That Currie got the opportunity to take a quick one there, quickly into the corner, and 34 points to 10 suddenly becomes 34 points to 15, as Ayr had a player down injured, and Currie were able to capitalise. Perhaps is momentarily switching off there, and I think you also spotted a card there, but we'll get to see this again. Just the quick tap, and that's how close they were to the line. That's an excellent return there for Currie, who, as we said, was playing right to the finish.
Yeah, very much so. That's exactly what they'll be wanting to do, keep that momentum going for the last few minutes.
Conversion from out wide. It's a similar one to David McCartney's first effort after the Van Beek try in the first half. So we'll see if Currie can add the extras. 34 points to 15 the score line. This isn't going to be too far away. The assistants like it. 34 points to 17, and that just changes the complexion of the scoreline somewhat, as Currie continue to press and probe, and there's still 3 minutes of the game left to play, and while they'll be disappointed to potentially lose this opener, they've certainly battled hard towards the end.
Yeah, and that was really quick thinking by them as well, like really taking their opportunity. Excellent play.
Referee Rory Campbell then back towards halfway, and he's joined by David McCartney. McCartney just readies himself. Ball bounces a few times. It's the restart kick, spinning high.
Backwards again.
Picked up Currie just between that 10 and 22. Ball just goes loose. So DJ Ennis landing 2 tries in the match. Good return for DJ Ennis at the start of a new season. Certainly playing this level of opposition. 34-17 the scoreline with 2 minutes of the game left to play.
Crouch!
Scrummage then, Currie put in. Cameron Lessels. I think this will be the first scrummage where he's had to place the ball into the scrum. He's been involved in open play since coming on in place of Gregor Christie. He's working very hard in the match. The referee though penalising Ayr on this occasion. Just over a minute of this match left to play. 34-17. Ayr relatively happy with a season opener, a 34-17 win against this level of opposition.
I think so, and especially after the tries after the second half, beginning of the second half, really excellent play, good variety, line out to the fore, and great takes and great offloading.
That was a game-changing 12 minutes.
It was, definitely.
Crouch!
Wessels spinning the ball between the hands.
Bind!
Electronic clock just in that far corner, showing the players and the spectators that we're into the final minute of the regulation 40. Wessels again looking for a little bit of movement provided by Ian Sim. Sim's going up and over the halfway line. Now he needs an offload, and he doesn't need to find the hands of McCartney there.
Accidental.
And he certainly did everything right apart from the offload, just to try and keep that Currie movement going. coming off his wing, and we've seen him do it so often. Dangerous figure here. I think a spell at Melrose, certainly a spell at Kelso.
Strong runner, isn't he?
He's a big, powerful lad, and he's been there or thereabouts with a Currie squad this last few years. He's certainly got bags of talent. Of course, grew up in Duns. Had a spell, as I say, with Melrose over in Kelso as well. A favourite down at Poynter Park. And
just someone getting on his shoulder a wee bit more, and a couple of times that's happened. Yeah,
you really had to change the direction of travel very quickly with the ball spun round, and there was nobody keeping pace with him, so you had to force the pass backwards there. As the referee signalling that the scrummage would be the end of the match. It was played out there by Fergus Johnston, and 34 points to 17 is the final score. And we'll just find out who the player of the match is. Lewis McNamara, the open side flanker for Ayr, the player of the match this afternoon. Would you agree with that, Heather? I think he was going to be in the running for it, certainly.
Oh, so a couple of crunching tackles, definitely some important tackles, spot tackles, turnover, turning that defence into attack. But I think all of Ayr, and I think congratulations to Currie as well for an outstanding first match of the season.
So the players just congratulating one another. It's been a pretty quick, swift 80 minutes, and I think all credit to both sets of players for a pretty tough pre-season, because it's brought about a thoroughly entertaining and very competitive opening 80 minutes. And this was an eye-catching fixture when the fixtures came out, when the actual draw was made for the season as a whole, and it's attracted a lot of interest. I know there's been roadworks and diversions of the A77 that's made it rather tricky for those coming through from Edinburgh, but those supporting Currie this afternoon will be proud of their efforts, disappointed in the end result, but as we'll see as we sum up the 80-minute performance, that 12 minutes at the start of the second half made all the difference for an Ayr side that had the lead at half time by 12 points to 10.
Yeah, very much so, just pulling away, but we'll see they're getting clapped through. Just excellent play.
Here's the highlights of the second period, and this was a classic Ayr score. Set piece 5 metres out, Malcolm with the throw, Malcolm goes in, now the ball already back with the hooker, and there's the Super 6 power in those forwards finishing things off. That was 3 minutes into the second half.
Yeah, 12-10 making it 17-10. That was absolutely crucial just to get the momentum rolling for Ayr.
And it's straightforward, it's simple, but it's so effective. You know, it's you very often find nowadays at any level that hookers are often the top try scorers.
Yeah, it's the pace as well. It's the absolute pace and sticking together and producing that absolute force.
This time a little bit of creativity using the half-backs. Not the best pass there from Ben Frame, but it was floated out towards the full-back, and Chris Hyde had a look at his options and thought, I can finish this myself.
Yeah, Jamie Bova, Van Beek's score was from a Jamie Bova pass, and this one was also Hyde's score was from his pass, so I think he had an excellent game at 12.
Yeah, Bova coming in for Bobby Beattie's injury, and perhaps not on the score sheet, but still as a supplier of scores, very effective this afternoon.
Good footwork by Hyde there, he showed a bit of a dummy.
Now this was a long kick downfield, and this was a difficult one for Ian Simo. We're talking about him being a powerful runner and going forward. Now look how isolated he is there. He had only one thing in his mind, only one thing he could do was to take on Ed Bloodworth, but Bloodworth back on his feet. There he is, second row forward, coming in, doing a lot of hard work there. So too Drummond, and Drummond the first to appreciate the efforts there of his second row forward. But that was an excellent offload, as you mentioned in commentary.
Yeah, and I think they spotted the gap, the kick went up, and the bounce fortuitously towards Bloodworth, but his ability to stay on his feet, soft hands, and Drummond as well, absolute power, 2 people on him there, just doing enough just to retain the ball, and Bloodworth to finish. It was really a superb piece of skill by all of them.
And Bloodworth, you know, watching Drummond be able to roll over, plant the ball back and certainly the opportunity wasn't lost, it was still very much on.
Yeah, and here again, we're talking about Boba. He's the one that does the kick, sees the space again, just to create enough just doubt in the catcher's mind there. Brett just under pressure, and Hyde again finishing. Again, just asking questions, asking different questions. The line-outs of force, but I think the kick, as we were saying earlier, has really the cross kicks and the kicks into the corner was really what helped here really push away.
Yeah, there was some excellent kicking from hand during the course of the afternoon, you know, from even deep inside the side's own half of the field. And this one presented, you know, a difficult ball in the air for Charlie Brett to deal with, and it was the fact that there was very little in behind him as the fullback. If he didn't get it right, suddenly they were going to be exposed.
Yeah, and it's the kick chase as well. Bloodworth kick chase, Jamie Drummond, and their Hyde.
And then DJ Innes towards the end, final 5 minutes, had landed a score in the first half, so anything Hyde can do with a double try. Innes again, Ayr perhaps still just getting themselves into position defensively, but the game was well and truly won by this stage. But still, DJ Innes was looking to try and beat the attentions there of Callum Ray, who's the defensive cover for Ayr, and that completed the second half scoring. So plenty of tries, and you think back to an excellent couple of scores in that first half as well, and a good debut for Van Beek.
Very much so.
A
teenager,
18-year-old. You mentioned his connection to Kilmarnock with his family. You hope that they've been here to cheer him on and support him, grown up in South Africa but with that Scottish link.
Absolutely, and loads more to come. He holds his width really well, and he was working hard in defence as well, so loads more to come, and certainly from Currie as well. Really exciting matches next up.
So there we are, the Arnold Clark Men's Premiership live coverage this afternoon from Milbrae, and congratulations too for Lewis McNamara's Player of the Match award. 34 points to 17 then, and well, it's certainly a very pleasant evening as we're getting a taste of the Bee Gees. We're back in the late 1970s, Helen and I here, as the wedding, of course, is still continuing on.
I'm sure the wedding will be going on to a wee bit longer, and maybe everyone here as well. Fantastic day.
And of course, with women's action, live action tomorrow as the women's season gets underway, Heather. I mean, you'll have more than one eye on that.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, the Women's Premiership, Arnold Clark Women's Premiership started last week, and Stirling County were playing Watsonians today, and they came out winners there. And Heriots play Hillhead Jordan Hill tomorrow at Golden Acre, and Carther were playing Castorphine, and Stuart were playing Geary today. So all to play for. Fantastic rugby, and fantastic that that's all happening, and coverage is happening for both the men's and women's games.
And the weather cooperating as well here in Ayrshire, and we certainly hope that continues tomorrow, as Heather rightly points out, the women's season continuing, but our first live coverage of the season. We're hoping to cover certainly a minimum of 5 women's matches during the course of the campaign, a further 4 men's matches to come as well between now and the end of the season. And we thank you all for your joining us this afternoon, wherever you've been watching around the world. We certainly hope you've enjoyed our coverage live from Milbrae in Ayrshire in Alloway. Reminder that it's a victory for Ayr, the Super 6 champions and National 1 winners of last season, defeating the Premiership champions Currie by 34 points to 17.